Hello everyone, this is Yong from your Korea friend. Welcome back to our channel. We give out tips and information about life and travel in Korea. So please subscribe for more videos. When I was traveling other countries, there were times when I needed to take taxi because I was so tired or I couldn't go to a particular place without a car. This might happen to you when you are traveling in Korea. But are you afraid of taking taxi in Korea because of safety? Or afraid of getting ripped off? Or because of the language barrier? Then please watch this video. First of all, just to let you know, mostly it will not happen to you. So it's okay to take any taxis, but there are few number of drivers who try to bump up the price to foreigners. Let's go over how to take taxi safely without getting ripped off and minimize the language barriers. Normally, you should wave to these passing taxis to call them, but recently most of people in Korea use apps without waving their hands. It's much convenient just to stand on the street to wait for taxis to pass by, and it reduces the burden of telling the driver the address of your destination. So let's go over how to use taxi apps, which could be very convenient. Using the app. One of the taxi apps is called Kakao Taxi. When you need a taxi, this app will show you routes and estimated prices to take taxi after inputting your location and the destination. Then this app will call a taxi nearby you, showing you driver's information as well. If you use this app, you don't need to tell the driver your destination, nor worry about price bump. Also, this app will tell you and warns the driver once the car is off the route so that you can get to your destination safely. Let's go over how to use the app. First, install the Kakao Taxi app. Open the app and log in. If you don't have login, then register an account. Tap on taxi, select the parking location. You can type in the address or use the current location. In the destination section, input your destination. Next, this location adjustment comes out. This is asking you where you're going to wait for the taxi. Try to pin it in the direction toward your destination and some place that are safe for taxi to stop and for you to get on the taxi safely. After, you need to choose taxi. This list is different depending on your location, but you probably need to focus on these two. Blue assigns you a taxi immediately. General request looks for taxi around you and assigns you afterwards. This takes a little bit more than blue one, but it's very quick. So let's select general request since it's cheaper. Let's choose payment method. I believe most of you don't have Korea credit card. So select pay to taxi driver. You can pay with cash or with a card once you arrive to your destination. I'm going to cancel the request because I'm not taking the taxi right now. But if you press request and wait a bit, then you get a assigned taxi with driver's information. And taxi driver will pick you up at your selected location. Try to go and wait for the taxi before it arrives. Get on the taxi after checking the license plate. You do not need to speak any words after saying hello. When you arrive, check the amount on your app. Pay to driver with a cash or with a card. Like this, you can take taxi very comfortably without speaking Korean at all. If you cannot register Kakao Taxi, try to use the Uber app. The process will be very similar. Calling a taxi. When you use the app, there is a service fee around 1,001 to 2,001. So if you see number of taxis around you, then you can take one of them instead of using the app. In that way, you don't have to pay for service fee. This time, let's go over how to take taxi without using app for times when you cannot use the app. First, come out to the big road, direction toward your destination so that you can find a taxi. Try to stand someplace that is safe for taxi to stop and for you to get on the taxi safely. Now you can wave to call taxi, but you should not wave at any taxis. If you see a black taxi, then it's deluxe taxi which costs more, so let it pass you. Wave at any other taxis by checking the sign in front of the car. If you see a red sign with Korean word, it means empty. If you see a blue sign, it means reserve. No sign with no light, it means the passenger is inside the car or the taxi is not operating at the moment. So wave at the taxi with red light sign. You can get onto any seats but prefer to sit in the back. Tell the driver name of the location if it's famous like Gyeongbokgung or Seoul Station. If not, tell the driver a subway station that is closest to your destination. Or you can pin the map on your phone and show that to the driver. If you have address in Korean, you can show that to driver so that the drivers can navigate with their phones. And once you arrive to your destination, pay the amount that is shown on the meter with a card or a cash. To give you some extra tips, you can use the map application such as Naver or Kakao Map to see an estimated price to your destination. It's only an estimate, so there might be a difference. Also, when taxi goes through toll gates or on the bridge that requires fee, the driver will pay the fee and that fee will be added onto your total. Usually, the map application will show you that amount as well. When you get on the taxi, check the meter if it has been reset. Also, you do not need to pay tips to drivers. You can request a receipt to check the fee as well as driver's contact info just in case if you left anything behind the car. Sometimes it might happen to foreigners if the driver requests fee beforehand that are way overpriced than the estimated amount that map application says, then just use another taxi. Also, depending on your destination, drivers may refuse to go. This is illegal, but it happens rarely to Koreans as well. In that case, just use another taxi. If you want to know if you're on the right route, just use Map app on your phone to see if the taxi is on the right route. When you have a language issue, use Translation app or contact travel hotline 1330. Today, I went over how to take taxis in Korea. I think taking taxi with Kakao T, even with a small service fee, could be much easier for foreigners because of the language barrier. But if there is many taxis around you, and if you're going to the famous places or somewhere near, then you can grab a taxi without using the app. With today's video, I hope you can use taxis comfortably while traveling Korea. I'll be back with more Korea travel tips in the next video. If you want to know more about life and travel in Korea, then please subscribe and check out other videos. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and support us by leaving a comment. If you have any other questions, please leave a comment below. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.